What's up, guys? I'm Calcubuter, and I'm the coder and creator of Toon All-Star Slam. And today this will be our very first move set showcase of the many characters that will be featured in this game. Today I'll be giving you a breakdown of the girl from another world, Anne Boonchuy. Anne is a fast fighter who uses her sword and tennis racket to get the edge in the battle. But she's also got the planners to help her out as well. I'll be giving you a breakdown of all her moves, including her jabs, her tilts, and her aerials, as well as a few other surprises. Please note the game is in active development, so anything you see here is subject to change. Anyway, let's get started. Let's start with something simple like her jabs and her tilt attacks. They are fairly simple, so there's not really much to go off of here. Her jab is a 3-hit hit combo, so it's easy. It's a simple move, but good for racking up damage as a start, but also keeping them from being able to move and such. Her tilts are also quick. They don't deal much damage, but they're good at making sure at dealing some quick damage while also making sure you're not opening yourself to attacks. Try mixing him up with other moves for easy quick combos. Let's not go over Anne's smash attacks. The name is not final, by the way, obviously, so yeah. Anne's forward smash is backhand swing. It's a 2-hit move where the first one does not do much knockback. However, with another flick of the right stick or the button you're using, you can do some mass knockback there. It's also prone to shoot a little wave, which might be removed in the final version, so keep that in mind. And up smash is sword poke. This is a simple move where she lunges her sword up in the air. It's good. It's a simple move that can also be used that can be used well for putting your sword through platforms. Anne's down smash is dual wielding. She uses both weapons that allows her to basically keep opponents from in check from both sides. It can also be used in the event someone's trying to get themselves back on stage, like so. Pretty nifty, eh? Let us now go over Anne's aerial attacks. Like her jab and tilt, they're not really much to write home about. However, there is some key things you need to know first. For instance, her neutral air, which is essentially a sword spin. But this sword spin has a different hitbox depending on where you hit the character. For instance, if you hit the character like this, it won't do much. However, if you hit them like this, sorry. On the ground it doesn't really do much, but in the air, the hitbox will determine where it will hit them. Basically, it's a clockwise hitbox. Let's call it that. Anne's forward aerial is essentially a downward kick, which also has a spike. So you can use that to your advantage on making sure opponents don't get back on stage, like so. Anne's back air is basically a simple punch. Nothing to write home about, but it's a good way to keep your opponent from behind. And finally, Anne's down aerial is essentially a downward racket swing. Again, some of these sprites are subject to change, so keep that in mind. Let's now move on to Anne's special attacks. Anne's neutral special is the Sprig Shot. Anne calls upon her trusty ally Sprig and Frog Friend to help out with a projectile attack. Normally, it won't do much if you just tap the button, but hold it for a more powerful shot. Anne's forward special is Tennis Ball Swing. Another projectile, but this one's a bit slower and doesn't really do much damage as the neutral special. But it's another way to keep your opponent in check after all. Anne's up special is the Poliwhirl. Another planter-based attack where she'll call upon Polly for and use her to get herself back on stage. It doesn't have much air, so make sure you're in a position where it's good for you. It's a multi-hit, by the way. And finally, Anne's down special, Hop Pop Block. Hop Pop will be there to help to protect Anne in the event of danger. It works. It's a counter, so basically, it'll only work if someone's attacking. Don't worry about Hop Pop, though. He'll be alright. Mostly. Oh, before I forget, Anne's dash attack. It's a simple slide that does damage forward, but nonetheless, it's a good dash. And finally, Anne's taunt. No one says you can't take a selfie in the middle of Amphibia, right? In Toon All-Star Slam, we want to make sure each character is unique in their powers and abilities from their world. So some of you may notice that Anne has a special bar. Don't worry about the bar under SpongeBob, that will come in a later video. But Anne has a special mechanic that I like to call the Calamity Gauge. There may come a moment where your percentage is higher than your opponent, and that's where your Calamity Gauge comes in. The bar will fill up as the battle goes on, whether you take damage or deal damage back. Once it's full, Anne will be able to perform one of 3 special moves I'm calling Calamity moves. Let me show off the Calamity Thor special, which is essentially a Calamity Punch. She'll channel all her energy into one simple punch that will knock opponents straight into the air and most likely will not come back down. This doesn't do much percentage, but it has great knockback. You may have noticed Anne's meter has gone back down. You can only use one move per full bar, let's say. Whether you miss or not, it will deplete once you use it. So make sure you use it wisely. While we're at it, let me show you the other moves. Anne's Calamity Up special is Calamity Soar. It's a move that allows her to fly farther than her up special and in any direction as well. So you can use that to get yourself back on stage in the event you're in a position where your regular up special wouldn't work. And finally, Anne's Calamity Neutral special, Calamity Burst. That one also has a lot of knockback, but does less percentage than her forward special. It's a good way to attack multiple opponents at the same time. Now let me show you Anne's stage, Lanter's Farm. This is a large stage with 3 platforms, 2 small ones on each side. Again, as I said before, this is in active development, so it is subject to change. You may notice a song is playing in the background. Like each stage is being given a personalized track fitting to the show's theme as well as take a listen for a bit. now, let's watch Anne show off her sword fighting skills and unleash her ultimate abilities in a real match. Get in there, Boonchuy. And that was Anne Boonchuy. Thanks again for watching. More of these will be in the future, and please note this is in active development. We apologize for any of the inconvenience. We'll see you next time.